Okay, so I'm doing this out of order because my camera decided it was only going to actually save about half my clips. So, hello and welcome to my channel. This is bold-faced, dull-skinned vagabond, and today I'm doing a business vlog. It's part 2 to my scent search journey. In the first video, I showed you my first brilliant idea with the candles, which I'm not 10,000% mad at myself for doing, but it was, at the end of the day, it was a brilliant idea, if you ask me. And then I showed you my, I showed you a bit of the fragrance strips and using that to try to come up with scent profiles that I can use for my products, for True Hydration's products. But then I felt like the video was getting long, and so now we have part 2, which is where I actually put all the scents together in a dropper bottle with rice bran oil to see if I actually like the scents once they are put together and their molecules are allowed to mingle and mix amongst each other. I started out with, well, I was able to get like a master list of 50 or 60 strip combinations that I liked, but I only bought 12 bottles, so I'm doing it 12 at a time. And yeah, during half of this, the first time I recorded it, I feel like I was scrunching a lot, so I might be making a face in those clips. It's not personal. I might re-record it, but I might not, so. Okay, so the week that I decided to do this, my migraines were hitting me particularly hard. I take a combination of kratom and kenna powders to get rid of my migraines because all the preventatives and all the abortives in the land and all the injectables in the land can't get rid of my migraines. So with my broken Humpty Dumpty brain, those herbs work about 60% of the time. Well, they work. I wouldn't say 60% of the time. I think I give higher estimates just because when you have migraines for like 28 days out of the month, when you get them down to like 20, it feels like you're really doing something, but I don't know if you actually are because I have a migraine most of the time. So it's just like a much weaker migraine. Anyway, it was hitting me particularly hard that week, and my medicine was not working at all. And so on day 1, I set everything up because that was the day I was going to make all 12 bottles and be able to play around with them and see how I like them. Day 2, I realized that I hadn't accounted for labeling, so I had to take a minute to label the bottles, and it's the basic things like that have always been my Achilles heel. Like, there's not much to say about those first 2 days, but I'm including them because something that should have taken me, I don't know, 2 hours to do, because as my 4th grade teacher used to tell me, you move like molasses. So what should have taken me 2 hours wound up taking me technically 2 hours, but over the course of 3 days. Yeah, I did that. 3 days. Okay, so day 3. Day 3 was the time for me to actually put each fragrance in their bottles. So I randomly picked out 12 fragrances that I came up with from the fragrance strips. I think it was out of like 50 or more. To actually test, because at that time I wasn't too sure about how accurate the fragrance strips were to what they would smell like once they actually got to mix and mingle together. And so that's what that consisted of. Okay, so on to what came from this. So what came from this was, so I was trying out the scents and I had about 6 that I liked. Almost all of them significantly, I would say significantly changed after I tested them on my body, because I would use them like you would a roll-on, but they would change, and sometimes I wouldn't like the way that they changed. And digging a bit into natural perfumery and a little bit more with the ingredients, I found out that vanilla and jasmine are not cold pressed essential oils. They're created from them using a solvent, and I only found one place that has an organic, I don't know, I guess it's supposed to be an organic solvent or something. Anyway, it has me on the fence, because the non-organic solvent that they use to process now, once they do that, and it involves ethanol. And so I'm debating how much that matters to me, because with essential oils or fragrance oils in a formulation, you only use 1 to 3% of the formulation. But then another part says, if I'm going to go that route, I might as well just use fragrance oils, since you only use them at 1 to 2%. So I'm on the fence with those, because I feel like I would be a hypocrite, but I don't know. So because of that, and because the only ones that I liked had jasmine in it, because only one had vanilla. And even when I went back to the master list of 50, a lot of them had jasmine as well, and then a lot of them had vanilla. And so I am like, I'm on the fence with that, but in the meantime, in between time, I guess I'll just get some more scent profiles to test. And at this point, I've done so much just for the scent of the products that I'm just going to have to sell roll-on scent things just to justify how much time I've spent on this. Because you should not spend as much time as I spent on scent and learning notes and natural perfumery, and I've spent so much time, and I'm going to spend even more time on it. Yeah, so I'll probably discuss more or show more about that on part 3 of this never-ending quest. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed it, that it was either funny or informative, or I don't know what else it could be. But I just want to share it because my entrepreneurship journey is a lonely one. Okay, I think the light is getting to me again. But it's lonely. I do all of this with a migraine, from shooting to editing to a script outline to everything with a migraine. It is unfortunately just my life. If something doesn't make sense or is completely off, I'll try to make up for it in the editing, but then again, that's what leads me to do crazy editing. But if anything's off, my apologies. If I was making any faces, I have a migraine and for some reason it shows up in my face. That is, I think that's it. Besides for stay safe.